Night. Kudos to you. Oh, I guess you should wait. Got it. Hey, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We are going to be talking about the emotional cycle and how to leverage it in different areas of your life. So kudos to each of you for being on here tonight. I know it's not easy. It's going to be 30 minutes. So I hope if you do take notes, if you can listen and take notes at the same time, I encourage you to get a piece of paper. On one side, we can draw a picture, and on the other side, you can take some notes. And so first, I just want to tell you a little story. A couple years ago, I was driving and I was upset about something. I don't remember right now what it was, but I remember I was sad and I was crying and I was driving and I was thinking and trying to process things. And then I was mad. And so we tried, thinking in my head conversations of how to overcome this problem. And then I decided to go for gratitude. And I just started thanking God for like everything I could see, gas in the car, breath in my lungs, nature. And then something else happened and I started laughing. And then it hit me and I realized within 10 minutes I had gone from sad, happy, mad, and my body was physically exhausted. I felt like I needed to lay down and take a nap. And that was a moment where I remembered your emotions are so fickle and you cannot rely on them all the time. And so one thing that we teach in our Mary Kay business is the emotional cycle of sales, because you have to be careful when you make decisions, depending on where you're at in this cycle. And so it's going to help you to persevere better through situations. Because I learned this early on in trainings like this, I really believe it helped prepare me to go through some of the hardest times of my life, because I got to practice it often in my business. It helped me to create that habit, so that way it just became automatic. I didn't really have to think, okay, where am I in the cycle? Okay, now I need to go to the next part. It just became like a natural rhythm. So the first thing we're going to start with, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks kind of like this. Okay, it's going to make a circle. I apologize. I don't have it on the computer for screen share. Okay, we're going to go basic today. So the very first one is excitement. You are so excited. You have a lot of positive energy. There's people supporting you. They're excited for you. They're cheering you on. You've got goals. You really believe that you can achieve them. Your belief level is off the charts. And that might be from starting your business or getting a new idea about something, or maybe your family's plan something. Maybe you just got an award for something, or recognition, or you just came from an event, a training event where you were inspired. You're right at the top at excitement. Okay, that's number one. Well, let's say, maybe you're working and something doesn't go as planned. Maybe several things don't go as planned. Maybe you have a lot of obstacles that are out of your control. Like you're trying and you're doing your best, but there's just a lot of life happening and it's slowing you down, and it's keeping you from your plans. And this is number 2 on the cycle, is frustration. Okay, so number 1 is excitement. Number 2 is frustration. And for Mary Kay, it could be something like, maybe your sales aren't great, or you don't have any bookings, or you have a lot of cancellations, or you have people who say they want to be on your team and then they disappear and unfriend you on Facebook, whatever. So there's that frustration level. Okay, here comes the next one, and you have got to be aware of it. Number 3 on that cycle is doubt. So after you've been excited, after you've gotten through, you've had a moment of frustration, you can go into the part of doubt. And this is where your energy's low. You don't believe that you can do what you set out in the beginning. This is where you can often feel depressed. Lots of times when you are depressed, you're right here in this area. You're looking for reasons to quit. You're questioning, why am I even doing this? That's in the doubt section. And if you stay there a long time, that can be very dangerous. And so that's why I love that this is a cycle, because we want to come on out of it. You don't want to stay here in camp. Okay, this is not a campground. It's a cycle. All right. Moving on, here's another hard part to be at is creative avoidance. One of my favorite places to hang out. And so this is where you find other things to do to fill your time instead of pushing through those obstacles and learning from those lessons and finding a way or making a way to still get to your goals. Cleaning was my favorite thing, is my favorite thing sometimes.
Mine too.
Or sleeping more than I should. You make excuses. You find reasons to blame other people, other things, and you just kind of just ignore it. Like, that wasn't even my goal. That's not even a thing. I didn't even care about that at all. I didn't even know I did that. But then something happens. Okay. There is an aha moment. It might be where you, another situation happened that reminded you of your why. And, it was like, you know what? I do need to do this. I do need to honor my commitment. This really is important. And so this is the recommitment. Sorry, creative avoidance was number 4. I didn't make that clear, but excitement's number 1, frustration's number 2, doubt's number 3, creative avoidance is number 4. And number 5 is recommitment. And this is where you want to get, okay? So when you get through frustration and doubt and creative avoidance, as fast as you can find a way to get to recommitment. So this is where something that does help you get here is a small victory. Sometimes you have to have someone help you get to that small victory, or sometimes you have to coach yourself and pull yourself up out of that pit, and just getting yourself up out of that pit is your small victory that helps you to get through to recommitment. And it's a moment where you decide to keep going and you take action, and then that leads to excitement. And that's where we want to get again. And you may find yourself go through this emotional cycle. It could be a matter of minutes, depending on the situation. It could be a day, sometimes if maybe it's not work related, there's something else, maybe a different personal issue, it might be weeks, or some of you may recognize a moment that you've been on those bottom 3 for years, and you're ready now that you recognize where you're at. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been in the creative avoidance bubble for a year. Let me get out, please. And then you got to find your way to recommitment to get back to excitement. Okay. And so just know that a couple things: you don't ever want to change plans when you are in the frustration or doubt part of your cycle. Okay. We always say, never make a decision when you're on the bottom, make it at the top. So once you've gotten around to your recommitment and excitement, you've experienced some wins. When you're in that mindset, if you need to change plans at that point, when you're on top of the mountain, that's fine. Never change those plans in the valley and give up on your dreams in your valley there. And then, remember that obstacles are made to grow us. The mentality of avoiding all harm and finishing this life completely unscathed is not good. It's not right. It's not true. It's not reality. And that can set yourself up for failure if that's your mentality. And so what I have come to love is embracing hardship and obstacles head on, because I know they're like my muscle builders. That's where you learn your best lessons. We will fail way more often than we succeed. And when you expect that, and just say that, hey, this is going to be a lesson or a blessing, a lesson or a blessing. It's going to be awesome, or I'm going to learn from it, or both. That helps you to get through those obstacles so much faster. Let me see a couple of other little notes that I have here. Some things that can cause you to get stuck in those frustration and doubt and creative avoidance area instead of getting you over into recommitment and excitement. Some influencing factors are things like hormonal levels. You guys know those things fluctuate. So sometimes if you're stuck, ask yourself, how are my hormones right now? Is it my time of the month? Am I postmenopausal? Like, okay, let me just see if that's the reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and then adjust from there. Sleep, if you're not getting enough sleep, it's really hard to get in that right mindset. And then also, what you're eating, whether or not you're exercising, those kind of lifestyle things can affect you. And either, if they're good, they can keep you in that excitement part of your emotional cycle, or it might keep you in the doubt or frustration ones a little bit longer than you want to be, or might be harder to come out of it. So eating well, sleeping well, all that's going to help keep you up there in that excitement level. Let's see. Yeah, so think about, different situations when you're selling product, or when you're making appointments, or when you're sharing with a team member, or even just working with plans with your family. Where are you on the cycle with some of these things? So those are just the main things. I absolutely love this. This tool has helped me so much. So I hope this has helped you guys a little bit. I know it wasn't very long, but do you guys have any questions? Or Michelle, you got anything you want to add?
I do. So Marianne, as you were talking, let me go ahead and, how do I get myself back on, Marianne?
You can hover over your picture and pin yourself. You look like a snow queen.
You're so sweet. Pin myself. Do I just say add pin?
Yeah, try. You probably want to unpin me, or else we're both going to be on there.
Okay.
So I'll
remove pin. Oh, there we are. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, so Marianne, as she was going through things, of course, it, jogged my memory, and I made some notes. So 21 years of having my own emotions and dealing with women with emotions. Here's some of my tips. At every level, there's a new devil, okay? And so we're just women. We're very emotional creatures, but every level, there's a new devil. Emotions are, like Marianne said, tied to your hormones. And even if you're not menopausal, when you have your period every month, I mean, I have women that they call me monthly, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to need you to track your menstrual cycle, because that is when you are feeling like you want to jump off a bridge and quit your business. And so they start tracking it, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. We've got to understand your feelings, your emotions are not reliable. They change with the wind. And this is an emotional business because we deal with people. And so we just have to stay the course. Let's see, I'm trying to read my notes. Okay. Events that we have are strategically planned throughout the year to keep you motivated, excited, and focused. So let's name them. We've got career conference coming up this next weekend. Then we'll have seminar in July/August. Then we have beach retreat. Then we have a January jumpstart. Then we have career conference again. And so the company and your directors have strategically placed them so that you are always excited about your business. And they know that when you need to get around people that are like you and that are like us and that have the same goals. A skincare class changes everything. All right. So if somebody calls me complaining about their business, go book a skincare class. My husband, I can remember being a new consultant in my first year. I was crying and complaining. Nobody will book me, this and that. He's like, get down in the basement. Don't come back up until you have 7 parties booked. And I don't know what the significance of 7 parties, but that's what I went and booked. And anytime that I've been down about my business, it's book a new party, book a skincare class. It changes everything. Here's some more tips. Don't plop on these people. Okay. You don't plop on your husband. You don't plop on your sister consultants. You don't plop on your recruit. You don't plop on your recruiter. You plop up. You call your director, she can handle it, and we'll talk you off the ledge. The reason you don't plop, on your husband is men are fixers, and they don't understand that you're down right now, but the minute you finish complaining to him about your business, you get a phone call and you've sold the lipstick, you're back on cloud 9. And they're like, it's an emotional roller coaster. And honestly, guys, men can't handle that. So anytime I would say, I learned to say, it's great. It's great. My business is great. And then you pop up to your director. All right. So and then you don't want to be, for your sister consultants, you don't know what she's been dealing with. She may not have a supportive husband. She may not have supportive family members. And then she's struggling, having some emotional hormonal issues that week. And then you come in and you call her on the phone and you plop on her, and you might cause her to lay your business down. And you don't want to control someone's destiny like that. You should never have that power over someone, and no one should ever have that power over you. Okay. Let's see. I've got some other things. Hang on. If God called you into this business, God will never, ever revoke a calling on your life. Okay. You've got to know that sometimes it's not about you. People come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And honestly, sometimes some people just come in and they bring you a great recipe that is in your cookbook for the rest of your life, and your kids love it. I honestly can say that. I used to always say, when I retire, I am writing a cookbook, and I've already got the title, Entertaining Pink. My 30, 40 something years of going into the homes of the women across America, and all that comfort food that they cook at these Mary Kay skincare classes. And so that's, you have to be okay. And I'm going to skip down to one of my notes here, because I have 2 quotes that pop up on my phone every day. The first one is, be willing to plant a seed that you may not ever see harvested. Why? Because someone did the same for you. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Be willing to plant a seed that you may never see harvested. Why? Because someone did that for you. And then my second quote that pops up on my phone every day is, don't judge your day by the harvest, but by the seeds that you planted. This business is all about seeds that you planted. I think if you were at, I don't know if any of you were at our beach retreat 2 years ago, but we had the director stand up and just say, and I don't even know what the topic was. And everybody, all my directors went up ahead, and Tammy looked at me and she's like, do you know what you're going to say? I said, no. And I got up, and the Holy Spirit came to me, and I started talking about, I was going through a rough patch in my business, and I was just back in the field again, just trying to rebuild. And this was like July, and I started calling all the moms of preschooler groups, literally all over Georgia, all over Alabama, all over South Carolina, just because I know that they have, once a year, they have a spa day, New Year, New You Day in their cycle of activities for the moms of preschoolers. It's a little group that they get together once a month, and they pay $5, and someone watches their kids. They have like a little brunch, and they have a guest speaker come in. And I built my business with that. Well, I was not getting any responses, and even the local First Baptist said, oh, I'm sorry, but we've already got a Mary Kay person. And I said, okay, this was in July. January, I was supposed to be in California at Leadership Conference, but my husband, it works for Delta Airlines, and a new plane was coming in, so he had to fly to Minnie to check it in, and he was going to be gone all week, so I had to cancel my trip because I have 5 kids. And I was just happened to be home, and I get a call that Tuesday, and it's the First Baptist. And she said, hey, you had called us back in July. No, this is January. Called us in July about coming and being our guest speaker for our New Year, New You. Are you available Thursday? And I'm like, yeah, now I am. Yes. So you guys, fast forward, I get there and I meet 2 moms. They both book with me, they facial, they sign up. And then fast forward 4 years, we're in the middle of COVID. And I worked through those consultants, And those two original consultants just kind of fizzled. But here we were at career conference. We were at beach retreat. And I said, out of the 23 that were there, I had them each stand up, and they were descendants of those 2 seeds that I planted 4 years ago. And because of those 14 women, we had our best year ever in 2020 during COVID. So the seeds that you plant today, you may not see harvested until 4 or 5 years later when God needs them to bloom. Okay. And so when you get emotional about this business, you have to tell yourself, it is not about you. It is not about you. It is about watching what God is using you for and can do through you. All right, so let me get back to my notes. That was just wanted to talk about that. Once I figured out that I owned the skill of building this business, that helped with my anxiety and fear of losing it, because I could lose it and I could rebuild it again. And because I walked around for many years fearful of losing what I built. But once I realized, like, I can build this again, and I can build it as big as I want. I can ride it out. And so that mindset just totally changed my life. And so if you find that you have some anxiety about what you're building and you own the skill, it's like riding a bike. If you know how to ride a bike, you will never forget how to ride a bike. And then the last thing I want to mention, let me see if we're good on time. Oh, we're really good on time. We deal with people, okay? People will disappoint you, but the numbers never will, okay? If the people that you have right now are disappointing you, you just go work with more people. This business is about digging through a haystack and finding the needle. If you're not finding the needle, you've got to keep digging through enough haystacks, okay? It's a numbers game, okay? And those are the things that keep me pumped up. 21 years of in and out of the field. When I say in and out of the field, I'm a future executive sales director. When you get to this level, there's times where I can't personally work my personal business because I have team members that I'm moving up and helping them. That pays me a lot of money. And then when I move them up, then I get back out in the field to get my next leaders going. And so I love that. I love that I have a strategy and that I know how to do that. And it works with my schedule. This is such a unique business. You don't have to sit in the pit unless you just like to wallow in it, Get out, get up, and do the work the numbers, and the numbers will work for you. Okay. All right. So, okay. Yeah. I think that was it. I was going to say that God, and when God when he plants you somewhere, you bloom where you're planted. When he places you somewhere, he never, ever promises that our road is going to be easy, but it will be worth it. Okay. And you just stay the course. You stay the course. God will never put you somewhere to fail. He gets absolutely no glory out of you failing. Okay. We fail on our own, but God gets all the glory through your success. And when he places you somewhere, it is for a victory. There is a victory. There is a finish line to cross, and his plan is victorious always. You read the back of the Bible, we win, right? We always win. And you win too. You just have to have enough faith to stay the course and fight through your women emotions that we have. And in the end, we all get to celebrate together. All right, so I'm excited. I'm excited about this coming weekend. All right, so I know you guys all have questions about career conference. What does this say? I'm about to drop out. Who did we lose? Yolanda?
It was Autumn. She just had a surgery recently, so she's recuperating. So she just wanted to pop on and say hey anyway. So she's back resting, so she's good now.
Okay. All right. So guys, unmute yourself if you've got some questions, or you can type them out down here. And this is where we want to answer your questions about Career Conference. We're so excited to be back doing live events. So if you're out looking for heels, great shoes, there's still a supply chain issue. I went into Famous Footwear today to return 2 pair that do not fit. And I'm like, where are all the dress shoes? And she's like, we know, we've been complaining. They all think we're still casual. I'm like, I have a business conference this weekend. What am I going to do? So yes, there's a heel shortage. All right. Are you
Did
guys?
anybody have any aha moments? Michelle, I love that quote that you had. Oh my gosh.
So
I've
which
been
one?
saying that everywhere. Be willing to plant the seeds that you may never see the harvest for, because someone else did that for you.
I know. I mean, it just gives me chills every time. Every time. That was in the book. So you guys know I just finished the book, Win the Day. And that was in the last chapter. I think it was in the last chapter of that book. I was on an airplane. You guys know I read and take notes on the airplane. I'm like a maniac for taking notes in my little notebook on the airplane. We flew to Montana, and I finally finished that book. So getting ready to start a new book.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
So what we're wearing, is it similar to what we did in Peachtree City when?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so I can. Okay, so we need to wear our prom.
No. Don't come. No. I forgot we had awards night. It's for that day. Remember that day when we were dressed in skirts, like going to church?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is true corporate. Do not go to registration in jeans or flip-flops. You are like you're going to Sunday morning church. You pick up your packet to get to the hotel. It's Mary Kay. I will be in my 3-piece suit. Marianne will be in her 3-piece suit, but skirt, heels, flats. I've got some feet issues right now, so I'm struggling. So I will have a pair of flats in my purse to take my heels off, and I've got some little inserts to help with my feet. But yeah, that's the Mary Kay. So when you go to career conference and seminar, that's the Mary Kay way.
Okay, so the next day, do we still dress?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And no pants, right?
No pants.
Let me help you feel great about whatever you're going to wear. Okay, so us directors, we're wearing our director suit, right? We're wearing the same jacket 2 days in a row. When we go to seminar, we wear the same jacket 4 days in a row.
My husband always says, did those people know that y'all directors are wearing that jacket 4 days in a row in 106 degrees in the summer in Dallas, Texas? I'm like, just shut your mouth and don't say anything. We're spraying.
Okay, so I went shopping in my mom's closet.
Oh.
So I have extra blazers or anything like that if you need it, Deborah or Debbie.
Oh.
And Friday, I get off at 12:30. Going straight to Augusta. Do we just check in the room first and change and get ready before the registration?
If you want to, if they'll let you check in. But Eric,
I'm in my work clothes.
Yeah, you're staying. You might want to change it and ride in your dress clothes. That's what I suggest. You do not want to check in the hotel in your work clothes.
Oh Lord.
It's an
Okay.
image. You're in the image. This is true Mary Kay. This is the image business. And she always wanted us to be because let me tell you why. The person checking you in might say, hey, you guys are so sharp. I would love to join your Mary Kay team. Now, if you're dressed in whatever you wear to work, and then somebody else behind you is dressed in a nice professional, who you think she's gonna ask?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Would you go to a
alright.
dentist with, here's my thing about this. Would you go to a dentist with no teeth? My hairdresser, when I pick a hairdresser, she's got good hair. Now I know she's not cutting her own hair, but she's gonna know enough to cut my hair.
Okay.
Okay. This all changed up for me. I had this really nice, cute jacket with pants. Really cute. But not for Friday, but for Saturday. But I'll have to change all that.
I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I love that we're different. I love that we still have that, old school, that we want to look like $1,000,000 when everybody else, like when I go do vendor events and there are other direct sales there, and they're wearing flip-flops and jeans and culottes, and I'm like, and they've got on t-shirts, and I'm like, that's so, we want to be set apart. And, we deal with emotions so much. We're in the image business. If you look like $1,000,000, you feel like $1,000,000, and you can talk to that sharp cookie who can actually has the confidence to do this business when you look and feel like $1,000,000. If you're in grunge and your tennis shoes and your flip-flops, and you see that sharp cookie that's looking like $1,000,000, you are not going to ever have the confidence to stop her and say, are you interested in what I have? No, she's not. You have to look the part.
Yeah. Okay.
I hear some.
I love
"Oh,
what Mary Ann said.
Erica's thinking.
It's in the chat. Just change your lipstick.
That's my secret, y'all, for all my outfits every day. Y'all go back and look at my pictures. I wear the same clothes every day.
Yeah, we do. Just get the same, whatever skirt you're wearing, just get a different jacket or a different top. Or, it
Yeah.
seriously, I have one bag, and it's not even a suitcase. I carry a little duffel bag because I have on the same clothes for 2 days. So you don't need to bring a big suitcase, because I wear the same shoes, I wear the same skirt, I wear the same jacket, I change my shirt underneath. That's it. And my panties. And your pants. Bring an extra change of panties. We should have stopped the record. Please do that. Look, unless you're Dina, y'all, one day y'all are going to meet Dina. Unless you're Dina, and she doesn't sleep with underwear on. So if you're a rookie, we make you sleep with Dina. She's a wild cat. Oh my gosh, she's so wonderful. Everybody loves Dina.
Well, okay. So Erica, that means you got to get